me about it. Come on, let's talk about it. Change up the things you see. Open your mind to possibilities. Find your power, passion, and your purpose. You know it's time for you to walk in greatness. Let's murder mediocrity. Slay your goals, live out your dream.
Thought about today's title. I prayed about today's title. I'm like, I don't know how to title this in a way that really catches someone's attention, where they understand how important what I plan to talk about today is. So I called it Success, the missing ingredient. And this is what I believe. And based on the last, decade or more that I've been working with clients, working with people, in the capacity of their success, this is the one thing I want to talk about. The one thing I believe that most people who have not experienced some level of success in any component of their life, you can break it down, in their health, in their relationships, in their finances, in their work, in their spirituality. You can go across the board in their intellect, in their parenting, in their quality of life, in their character. It doesn't matter. You can break it down. If there has been a missing, it is because of this one thing. This one thing. Like I said, this is something that I've been sitting with now for years. And this year really hit me. This year it hit me unlike anything else. I've mentioned it high level on different shows. For those of you all who are Slayer Goals members and we meet today, we've talked about this extensively for the last 2 months. This is how important it is. Slayer Goals members, for this point, Slayer Goals members, we've had a 4-part series. We finished a 4-part series today on this topic. The missing ingredient to your success is your ability to actually see it. Your vision. Your vision. Now, somebody might say, oh, okay, I can turn it off now. Hey, let me tell you, don't do that. I want to break vision down in a way that you haven't necessarily heard it before. Okay? A lot of folks think they have vision, but they don't. Let me tell you, number one way if you know you have vision. If you believe you have vision, then that means you are disciplined in every capacity of your life. Now just do a self-check. You see if you can turn the radio off. You are disciplined in if you have vision, that means, like true vision, that means you have discipline in I didn't say in one capacity, right? In every capacity of your life. You have discipline. You're clear. If you don't, it's because you lack vision in that area. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to really break it down. We got time today. Because I really want us to get this. And like I said, I came into today's show like prayerful, hopeful. I really want us to get this. If as a community we get this changes everything. Why do I know that? Because it's changed everything in my life. I don't talk a whole lot about my accomplishments and the things that I've done. But what you should know is that pretty much everything that I said I would do, I've done. And because of that, I'm able to actually establish a vision for more. You can ask my wife. Everything I promised her, I've done. And because of that, I can promise her more. All right? So I'm just going to use that as my credibility. You don't need to know how much money I make and what I drive and where I live. That's my credibility right there. Anybody who knows me well, they can tell you about those things. Success, the missing ingredient. Now, I'm going to do something that I don't know that I've ever done this on the show. I don't know that I've ever done this on the show. So I'm just wait a while till a few more people. You know, sometimes folks don't wake up to 8. I might wake up to the top. I might wait to the top of the hour to share this. I want to read a quote. This quote is by Khalil Gibran. Anybody knows that name, they knows that is the author of The Prophet. Phenomenal book, The Prophet by Khalil Gibran. Well-known book. In this book, Khalil Gibran says, we are limited not by our abilities, but by our vision. We are limited not by our abilities. Somebody has been blaming their talents, blaming their lack of talents on where they are, right? Khalil just broke that up. It's like you're not limited by your abilities. You're limited by your vision. You're limited by your vision. There's another quote by the great Sam Walton. Many of you put money in his pocket every day, at least once a week, by shopping at Walmart. And what Sam Walton said that there's enough capital, right? There's enough capital go around. The problem is there's not enough vision. Now, I know somebody's saying, well, of course Sam Walton can say there's enough money to go around. He's rich, right? Well, he ain't always been rich. He didn't always carry that. He had a vision. Walmart didn't become Walmart overnight. Walmart became Walmart because that man had a vision. And so when he was asked about vision, he was like, it's not about capital. It's about vision. It's about vision. The number one thing that is missing for your success is your vision. Now, I'm going to break this down. One of the main things I've gotten from clients when it comes to what's stopping them has been this notion of a lack of self-discipline. I just want you to think about this. Like, most people will blame discipline on why they're not getting where they intend to go. We can just go down the line. Maybe you want to lose weight. You're like, well, Linnell, I'm not disciplined in my eating. I've heard these things. I'm not disciplined in my eating. What I would say to you is that it's not a matter of discipline, because there are areas in your life where you are disciplined. And so you have a disciplined competence. It's a matter of vision. You don't see yourself healthy. You don't see yourself in the frame that you want to be in, the mental frame that you want to see. Or you've gained so much weight that you can't even imagine. You can't even see yourself without the weight. And because you can't see yourself without the weight, then your behaviors follow. It's not your discipline, it's your lack of vision. We can go to the same place in relationship. I have a hard time holding down relationships, brother. I can't seem to get in relationship. I go on dates, but they never call me back. Right? Maybe it's my mouth. I say what I want to say, Linnell. I'm not disciplined when it comes to how I speak. I would say it's not your discipline, it's your lack of vision. It's your lack of vision. If you had a big enough vision, a clear enough vision, that vision would tell you to hush, be quiet. You don't want this man to walk away. Your vision would tell you not to speak. It's not your discipline. It's your lack of vision. Let's get into money. Oh, they going to disagree with me here. Linnell, don't say it. Don't tell me the reason I don't have money is a matter of discipline. Now, why are they saying that? Because we got a lot of folks we want to blame. There are a lot of folks we want to blame for our current financial situation, our current job situation. Like we like to project that. We don't want to take personal responsibility for our finances. So I got examples for you. I knew I had to have an example here. When it comes to your money, it's not a matter of discipline. It's a matter of vision. Let me prove it to you. Most folks who broke still got something they want. Follow me. Most folks who are broke, tell me where's the lie. Tell me if I'm lying. Most folks that are broke still have something that required finances. It required money. Like they got it though. Broke folk wear Jordans. Right? That required, like that's something you desired. That required money. Broke folks who drive very nice cars. Well, that required money. Right? That very nice car might be part of the reason you're broke. Broke folk have nice houses. That might be one of the reasons you're broke. So you were able to see something that you wanted, and you went and got it despite where it might put you financially. Because you could see it. You're like, I want that. I see that. I'm going to get that. This is the power of vision. This is where vision can mess us up when we're focused on the wrong things. What's the big picture? Is the big picture acquiring whatever it is that you need to acquire, whatever it is that, no, it's not need, you want to acquire? Or is the big vision your long-term financial security and freedom? See, you picked, that's why you're in the financial situation you're in. You wanted the thing, not the vision. When I say the vision, long-term financial freedom and security. So this is where I'm certain that it's not about discipline. We have the discipline to go get the things that we want. We do. We have the discipline to go get the things that we want. It's the vision. It's your lack of vision. It's your lack of vision. If you spend for the pleasure of the present moment, because there's no vision of future financial success, you'll be broke. And that's why a lot of us are where we are. In the years that I've been coaching, thousands of hours at this point, working with people, folks will tell me all about their personal sex life before they talk to me about money. What is it with us and money? Like people will be like, Linnell, I did such and such. I wasn't supposed to do that. Like, I'm talking like sexual stuff. I cheated on my wife. I did this. I need help. Coach, such and such happened, right? Or Linnell, my spouse and I aren't having sex. Like, they'll talk to me about all those things before they talk about their money. Why is money so significant to us? Why is it like this? Because mind you, in other communities, Like, they'll talk about money. They'll talk to their children about money. They'll talk to their friends about money. But why is money this way? And then you would think something that has you so wound up that you say, well, I need a plan. But then we don't even have a financial plan, a financial vision. I'm going to get into this real quick, and I'm going to talk about it more in the second hour. I believe one of the reasons money is such a sticky topic, right? That's what my wife just put there. It's a sticky topic. When I was in coach training, they would say people get wonky about money. You know who was trained by white folks. And we don't use that word. Much love to y'all out there, right? We don't use that word. But black folks might say, man, why you being weird? Why you being weird with your money? Why we weird with our money? And get this, though. Like, we'll do this, though. We'll do this. We'll be like, yeah, so, we'll pull our money and be like, yeah, so we'll show our wad. But we won't, that's it. Don't ask for none of it either. But that's about it. Why are we so weird with money? Let me tell you why. People get weird around things they don't understand. People get offended real quick about things they don't understand. People don't typically talk about things they don't understand. That's a fact. This is why I believe our community is so weird about money, because we don't understand it. We don't understand it. It don't even matter, because you don't have to know the how. I'm going to get there in a minute. You just got to have a vision. The other piece is most of us, even though we go to church every Sunday, have no spiritual vision. Ooh, that hurt. I just realized how easy I said that and how deep that might have cut. I'm sorry. But it's like we don't have a spiritual vision. Like, where are you going spiritually? What are you looking to create? Do you realize that your spirit is your creative capacity? The key to creation is vision. It is the number one missing ingredient to your success. I don't know that I've ever read a scripture on the show, like just read a whole scripture. And by the way, that's purposeful. Part of the reason why is because I believe my purpose and my message extends to everyone. So I never want anybody to feel isolated. Never want anyone to feel like they can't listen. And I believe that the Creator put me here to reach everyone. I believe this is a spiritual journey, not a doctrinal journey. Y'all catch that? All right. It's a spiritual journey, not a doctrinal journey. It's a spiritual journey, not a religious journey. And so I never want anybody to get mixed up in religion, doctrine. I don't even want to get into those conversations. But there is one scripture that I believe capitalizes on what I want to talk about today in a really powerful way. And I want us to really get this. I want us to really get it. Doesn't matter if you're Muslim. Doesn't matter if you're Christian. Doesn't matter if you're Jewish. Doesn't matter if you're a Hebrew Israelite. The brother said it, right? Doesn't matter. Most of us read these religious texts, and most of us believe in this one scripture. Proverbs 29:18. Where there is no vision, the people perish. That's where most folks stop. You got to say the second part. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he. It's a two-part. It's two-part. Where there is no vision, the people perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he. All right, so why the two parts? I didn't go to theology school, all that. But I am a student of life. I've learned a few things about psychology. In my walk with the Creator, I've learned a few things that He's spoken to me, and I want to share it. One of the reasons, collectively as a community, we are where we are is because there's no vision. You can say, well, they took away all of our visionaries. You can say that, and it's true. It's true. There's a reason they took the visionaries. They understand the power of a visionary. Because where there's a vision, people thrive. Have you considered, though, that it's time to stop waiting on a leader? That in the capacity where you are today, that it's time for you to lead. The family you have today, that it's time for you to lead. So what's your vision? We may never get another Malcolm X. We may never get another Marcus Garvey. We may never get another Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. We may never get another one. But if we get this lesson collectively as a community and we spread this lesson, we don't need one. What is your individual vision? See, because when I have an individual vision, then when I meet brothers who are like-minded, the vision becomes collective. But you want to know why our young men are dying in the streets? You want to know why our young people are in the situation that they're in? You want to know why collectively our community hasn't thrived? It's because where there's no vision, the people perish. But then there's the second part. Can't leave that out. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he. Second part is we done got away from the way. We done got away from the way. We done forgot about the laws. See, the brother talked about us knowing who we are. If you don't know who you are, then you don't know what laws to keep. I was having a conversation with the brothers at the beginning of the show about vision. You want to know why most men that cheat? It's because they have no vision for their families. You in the moment, bro. You in the moment. You don't see the big picture. See, because when the big picture, like when you have a clear vision, a vision that's so clear that it is emotionally and mentally compelling, there is nothing, no one, no woman that can walk up on you, brother. I don't care how good she look. That can have you walk outside the lines of your vision in the law. When the vision is clear. See, it was put together on purpose. King Solomon, wisest man in the world, put it together on purpose. Because he knew you can cast a vision. You can cast a vision. But if you don't keep the law, what good is the vision? Right? There's principles. There's a formula to this. There's a formula to this. You can't go wreak havoc and expect your life to just flow. You can't go break the law and expect your life to just flow. So I can't teach on vision and not teach on the law. You can't do it. You got to have both. You got to have both. There has to be some level of integrity. Now, vision provides a creative capacity. Vision provides a supernatural creative capacity. It's so powerful. I'm talking to the brothers right now. Sisters, you can listen. I really want the brothers to hear me. This creative capacity is so powerful that anything that your mind's eye can see, you can acquire. Let me say that again. Let me say that one more time. The Creator gave us a spirit. I'm going to break this down. The Creator gave us a spirit. That spirit is a piece of His divine nature. The spirit is a piece of His divine nature. Now, if Yahweh, if God, if the Creator is a creator and He gave us a piece of Him, that makes us creators too. That makes us creators too. Which means that inherently, because you breathe, you have creation capacity. Which means that you can create in every category of life: health and well-being, emotional fitness, mental dexterity, physical health. Every capacity of life: romantic life, parenting, social life. You can create in every capacity of life. Financial clarity, financial freedom, career, quality of life. You can create in every capacity of life. Spiritual life, purpose, your character. You can create in every capacity of life simply because you breathe. So then, what is the creation formula? It starts with vision. If you cannot see it, you cannot create it. Now, somebody right now might be like, "Oh, you doing too much. You giving us too much power." Let me tell you something. The reason you haven't been taught this is because they don't want you creating. Just be quiet and listen. Like, hear me out. The reason you ain't been taught this, the reason this is not taught in schools, the reason this wasn't taught in your district is because they didn't want you graduating 12th grade with creative capacity. The idea was that you would go be a soldier, that you would go work in someone else's business and do their bidding. You get to creating, you just might do something dangerous. You might just do something inspirational. You might just wake folks up. We don't want that. So you got this capacity. Most of us have barely tapped into it. Like, just barely tapped into our ability to create. This is why you're suffering. This is why you're suffering. And then what we do is we romanticize our suffering. Let me tell you what poor church folk. I love y'all first. Let me say that. When I'm saying this stuff, I'm not pointing fingers. I'm just trying to shake us awake. I'm serious. This is what poor church folk do. Oh, it's my riches are laid up in heaven. Hallelujah. Oh, let me give you this testimony of how I squeezed through and paid a bill. And we get excited about that. Y'all done seen it. I grew up around it where you hear testimonies and they squeeze through and pay the bill and people like, praise the Lord, praise the Lord. Hey, no shade. All I'm saying is you're weak. You're spiritually weak. Ooh, somebody mad. You're spiritually weak. Just keep listening. You're spiritually weak. Because the God I serve. Like, he created an abundance. There's so many drops of rain in the ocean, you can't count them. There's so much sand on the beach, you can't count it. There's so much opportunity. There's so many dollar bills, you can't count it. Why you don't got none? It's your mindset. It's your vision. I'm telling you. I said current circumstances right now. I said back in April, May, June, we're heading into a recession. Then July came, I said we're in recession. Right now you see the headlines. This is the game they play. Right? Why am I sharing that? Because for whatever is going to come in 2023, they're collectively creating this. And most of these things are an illusion, folks. I want to be very clear. Money's not tangible, right? Most of your money you can't even touch. It's not tangible. These are illusions. This is why vision is so powerful. Because when you set a vision that gives you a long view, you can navigate any type of uncertainty, recession, inflation, high interest rates, you name it. You can navigate it because you're not playing a today game. You're not just playing a 2023 game. You're playing a life game. Don't let these folks give you anxiety in the media. Like Nay said, listen in. I'm going to teach you exactly what to do. First part is setting your vision. This is why we got the Slay Your Goals community. You want to take this deeper? You can go to slayyourgoals.com, download the book, become a part of the Slay Your Goals coaching community. All right, here's Layla's question. Can you explain how it's not about discipline but about vision? Yes, Layla, I can. Because in my experience, what prevents me from going to the gym often is a lack of discipline. Should I be focused on the type of health I desire or focused on discipline? It was a very direct question. Should I be focused on the type of health I desire or should I be focused on my discipline? This is where they get us. You should be focused on creating the vision for your health and well-being. This year, I spent more time with Fortune 500 company executives on vision than anything else. That's what we worked on. We in those meetings, leadership development, we're talking about vision. What's your vision? If I brought those CEOs, COOs, and CHROs and sat them here in the studio, and I asked them, what's the one thing that I focused on, that we focused on as a community, as a team, in your business, they would say vision. Each and every one of us individually are running businesses. You are the CEO of your life. You should be focused on your vision. Layla, let me answer this question completely. The reason why most of us fall down in the area of discipline with health, with eating, and with going to the gym is because we do not have a clear vision of where we are going. Why are you going to the gym? What are you looking to create? Can you see it in your mind's eye? If you see it, do you even believe it? Is everything around you, your inputs mentally, your inputs visually, your inputs audibly, I don't know if that's the right way, but y'all get it, okay? Everything around you should be focused on the vision you have for your health and well-being. The way the mind operates, it operates like a computer program. If the computer program has no execution points and no code for the gym, you're not going. It's that simple. So then what do you have to do? You have to create the code. Like computers work off programming code. you have to program your mind with first the vision. This is what I'll look like at the end of 2023. Then you have the visual inputs around you. This is what my arms going to look like. This is what my legs going to look like. This is what my stomach going to look like. This is what I'm going to look like. If those visual aids are around you, right? And then you're watching. Because here's the thing about a vision. Nate said it. He was like, these kids, they see the athletes. They see the athletes, right? The reason why children want to be like what they see on TV is because that's what they see. We have been created to go after what we see. This is why you got to be careful what you watch. You can be a faithful spouse, an individual, and watch something that gives you the desire to cheat. Just like that. Bow. Just like that. Why? Because it started messing with your vision. You watched it. You saw it. Now you have a desire for it. You keep playing that in your mind. Watch what you do. This is the power of vision. So the same way that it can help you, it can hurt you. This is why we got to be careful what we watch, what we listen to. You know, like what we put in our spaces. Instead, you should be programming yourself. So back to Layla's question. If I'm you, Layla, I talked about this back 2017, 2018 when I stopped eating most meat. Still eat fish, sometimes halal lamb. People are like, how did you do it? First, I was very clear. I saw myself simply laying the ball up in the basket with no pain. Because before, just laying the ball up on a fast break, excruciating pain in my knees. I remember it. It was like, it's memorable pain. Okay, excruciating pain in my knees. I went to the doctor. The doctor said, well, you're 40 years old. What do you think's going to happen at this age? Maybe you should stop playing basketball. That ain't it. How's my doctor going to tell me to stop being active? Y'all be careful who you listen to. Just because they got a title don't mean they have wisdom. So then I said, okay, I got to figure out this pain. I did a lot of research. In 2017 and 2018, I gave you all a lot of facts on food. I need to go back to that because some of y'all eat so freely. You already know they're not for you, but then you'll eat their food. Be careful. But anyway, how did I change my diet? I created a mental and emotional vision. It was mentally compelling. It was emotionally compelling. Because I knew how I would feel if I could play without pain. And I kept that picture of going to the basket, like that visualization of me going to the basket, laying the ball up with no pain. And what that did for me, Layla, is the vision pulled me. Like my desire for chicken, my desire for turkey. No, I didn't have any turkey over Thanksgiving. My desire for turkey, didn't have it. My desire for duck, my desire for all these different exquisite meats began to slowly wane because my vision was more powerful. I had learned in my research that part of the pain came from inflammation. Inflammation came from meat eating, overconsumption of meat, and the acid that comes from red meat. That acid was hitting my joints. It was causing pain. And so the more I learned, the more I was able to move in the direction of my vision, the more I was able to actually tap into choices that seemed almost impossible to make a year ago. Vision. You focus on the type of health you desire before you focus on the discipline. When the vision is clear, the discipline will show up. How do I know that? Because most of us are disciplined. You wake up same time every day to go to work. You catch that bus right on time, because otherwise you'll be late, and you're not late. That takes discipline. We have discipline components. The problem is they're erratically placed. And the reason they're erratically placed is because the vision is erratic. It's static. How to set a vision. Ade, do me a favor and put up the framework for how to take control of your life. Put up that framework for me. What I want us to do, this is what I call the How to Manifest Anything framework. And for those of you on Facebook, you'll see this pop up. And what I want us to do is focus in on the very first component of the framework. If you're listening, just keep listening. I'm going to use my words to bring it to life. And the very first component of this framework is envisioning the result. My Slayer Goals members know this well. This is what y'all missing. And by the way, they got a lot of frameworks. This is just one. This is what you're missing if you're not a member, okay? We're going to concentrate on the first part of this framework, envision the result. And what I said here is to envision the result means to visualize, feel, and embrace a future possibility. Let's just stick with that. So that means to set a vision, it means that not only must I see it, I should feel it, and I should embrace it as my future possibility. All three of these components are incredibly important when it comes to the vision setting process. All right, you can take it down. The vision setting process. I must visualize where I'm looking to go. I should emotionally feel the emotional impact of what it will be like when I get there. And I should embrace it. This is what it means to set a vision. All right, so let's walk through each one. Now, let me put this disclaimer in. For some of us, we've had a level of trauma that has, in some ways, displaced our ability to cast a vision, to have a vision, to actually see something in our mind's eye. Trauma will do that. And if that's you, you're listening, you're like, I can't see it, brother. I don't know, I don't understand. This is why therapy is so important. You need healing, because a healed and whole human being can see with their mind's eye. And if you can't, consider that there's just an opportunity for healing. That's all. Okay? I come across this in many brothers that I've worked with in the past. We're like, brother, I can't cast a vision. I can't see it. And what's happening is we're operating in the present moment. We've lost our executive function because we've been placed in traumatic situations that cause us to have a heightened sense of survival in the moment. When I have a heightened sense of survival in the moment, I cannot pause and visualize something in the future. That's not going to happen. And when I've trained myself to have a heightened sense of the need to survive in the moment, then for someone to talk vision to you it sounds like a foreign language. And I want to put that out there to anybody who's having that experience right now. This is why therapy is so incredibly valuable. Okay? Now, for those of us who can see, I want to help you see even more clearly. Because the more clearly you can see your vision, the more likely it's going to happen. There's a direct correlation to the clarity of your vision and it happening. I know this to be true, not just in my own life, but in the lives of many people I've worked with and coached. So let's go to this visual piece. All right. So what this means is that I can see myself having the health that I desire. I can actually see myself in the relationship that I desire. Doesn't matter if you're single. Doesn't matter if you're married. You can be like, well, Linnell, you ain't met my wife. She's a horror. Doesn't matter, brother. If you can see yourself with her happy, hear me out. If you can see yourself with her happy, if you cast a vision and keep the law, it will happen. This is how powerful this is. You're like, well, what do I need to do about her? What do I need to say to her? Nothing. Concentrate on yourself. Concentrate on your vision. This is what happens when the vision includes somebody else. I get this from single folks all the time. Well, I can't force him to come. No, but you can be ready. Ever consider the reason he ain't came is because you ain't ready? That poor brother waiting too. Waiting on you to be ready. How do you know if I'm not ready? But it's your vibrations, the energy you send off is keeping him far away. Cast the vision, worry about you. Watch what happens. So this is something that you can see. You can see yourself in relationship. You can see yourself happy and ha-haing with them. Oh, you're so funny. Like, you can see it. You can see it. You can see yourself with financial security. You can see yourself paying bills on automatic pay. Some folks can't do that. Automatic what? No. You can't do that in the juggle. You can't automatic pay in the juggle. Okay? You can see yourself walking to the computer, hitting a button. Every bill is paid. And there's money left. You can see it. You can see yourself operating with a different level of spiritual power. You can see yourself operating within the realm of your purpose. You can see it in your mind's eye. You can see it. You can see it. You can see it. One thing that gets in the way of this are foundational beliefs that we hold that disrupt what you see. See, here's what will happen. I'm trying to hit it all. Here's what will happen. Somebody right now is, well, Linnell, I can't see myself happy in relationship. I can't see somebody ha-haing with me. Okay. If you can't see it, because there's a fundamental foundational belief that you're holding that you need to address. What is a foundational belief? A foundational belief is something that has been programmed into your psyche. It could have been programmed by a parent. It could have been programmed by a teacher. It could have been programmed, listen to me, by an ex. Let me tell you something about the mind. Folks, you got to be careful who you sleep with. Now, I'm not about to get on sex. I'm staying on the mind. When you go to sleep at night, your conscious mind is still active. So 3 parts of your mind are active when you sleep. Your conscious mind, your unconscious mind, and your subconscious mind. They're still active. If you had an ex, program your conscious mind, because your conscious mind can be programmed. Look this up. Don't believe me. I always say this. Don't believe me. Look this up. Your conscious mind can be programmed while you're sleeping. So if that ex said, you ain't gonna never be with nobody but me, while you asleep, you could be stuck and don't know why. They could do that. They could have did that every night while you were sleeping. And then when you break up with them, you can't be in a successful relationship. Because they've already programmed your subconscious mind. There's a foundational belief you don't even know you're holding on to. This is why you can't see the vision. See, a normal and whole human being can see. It's a gift God gave you. You can see. And so if you can't see, that means there's a syntax error that needs to be addressed through your foundational belief or through therapy. And so this is where right here you go, okay, well, if I can't see it, then what's my foundational belief? Join Slay Your Goals. See, this is the only, you get coaching for $37 a month. You just come in, Linnell, I need to distinguish my foundational beliefs in coaching, and I'll support you. Okay. Because people be like, well, I can't afford this. It ain't no excuses no more. If you're not a part of the Slay Your Goals community, coaching community, there's no excuses. There's just no excuses. So this is the power of the conscious, subconscious mind. So this is why, you got, when it comes to sleeping with folk, you got the sexual piece that we've taught. I trained on that, the spiritual components. But then you got the mental component, because if you have a one night stand, do you realize that man or that woman while you're sleeping could say, you don't want nobody else but me. You don't want nobody else but me. While you sleeping, and you'll wake up with a desire for them. You don't even understand why you left everybody. You left your whole family. You went unconscious with her. She got you. She got you. Now you done left your whole family, and you're not happy because you're not keeping the law. Woo. Okay. So I should see it. But that's just one component of vision. See, a lot of folks drop the ball because they're like, well, I can see it, coach. And they run off. Right? I got what I needed. They turned off the radio. Got what I needed. No, you didn't. Here's part two. They don't teach you this. The Creator wired you with emotions. The reason he wired you with emotions is so that, one, you could pause and check yourself in your physical environment, but also so that you could create spiritually on the spiritual realm in a spiritual environment. Let me break this down. When you see, I'm going to go back to Layla. When you see yourself in the health, in the physical form that you desire, the next step is to then visualize it. Put the framework back up. The next step is to visualize it. To feel it. So we already visualized it. Now we're going to feel it. And you actually take the time to feel what it would be like to be healthy. Like, just to feel it. I'm going to the basket. I scored a layup. No pain. What does that feel like? Whew, that feels good. And I actually bring that emotional component to what I see in my mind's eye. Not a subconscious doesn't know what to do. This is real. This is what Napoleon Hill called autosuggestion. Now, my mind, which is a powerful component, one of the mistakes we make, we mix up the mind with our physical body. They're not the same. Your mind is so powerful. It is incredibly powerful. It's so powerful that it can actually turn pain off in the physical body. I read this story of a nurse who, during surgeries, would actually whisper in people's ear, stop bleeding, so they wouldn't bleed out. Stop bleeding. And guess what would happen? Guess what would happen, Ade? Guess what would happen when every 10 minutes, this nurse, this is documented, this nurse would whisper in their ear, stop bleeding. Guess what would happen? They stop bleeding. This is the power of the mind. So one person can tell you to do something. The mind will receive it while you're unconscious and do it. This is the power of the mind. So then when you wire the mind with a vision that it can see and that it can feel, it actually begins to solve the equation of bringing it to you. See, Ain't God good? Like he gave us everything that we need. He gave us everything that we need. We just don't know it. This is how you're going to get out of that financial situation. This training right here. This is how. This is how you're going to take back your health. This training right here. This is how you're going to repair your marriage. This training right here. So you feel it. To the brother whose wife is a whore. Linnell, you don't know my wife. Right? Now you see yourself happy with her. You keep his law. It's not just because she's a whore doesn't mean you get to go break the law. See, this is a tough part right here. Right? Because, we know how to justify things. Well, if you had the kind of wife I had, you understand why I do the things that I do. Well, but the things that you do don't have nothing to do with the Creator, and the Creator gave you a set of laws to follow. And he didn't say it depends on what kind of wife you have. Okay? This is hard training, Linnell. You're being, man. I mean, well, we can't have it every way. You want to create what you want. You want to create your life in a powerful way, but you want to do what you want to do. Can't have it all. People want their cake and eat it too. Put that cake down. We got the visualization down, right? We got the feeling it, emotionally feeling it. The etymology, you guys have heard me say this before. The etymology of the word emotion is energy in motion. So now I'm bringing energy to my vision. This is how you create it. This is the missing ingredient to the success for most folks in any category of their lives. That's the topic today. Any category of their lives. This is the missing ingredient, vision. So then, here comes the commitment piece. Here comes the piece that's difficult, right? Because now that I see it, and now that I feel it, I have to embrace it. Is that what the framework says? Put the framework back up real quick for a moment. The framework says that how I take control of my life, step one, envision the result. And how I envision the result is I visualize, I feel, and then I embrace the future possibility, right? You can take it down. So I embrace the future possibility. What is the definition of embrace? When you embrace something, you hold it close. When you embrace something, you show it signs of affection. So if you have a vision, you don't cast the vision and then walk away. No, this is something you hold close. When I cast a vision for my family, I think on that thing every day. I embrace it. I think on here the problem for us is we got too much to think about. We got too much to see. Because I'm thinking about what so-and-so doing on Instagram. I wonder what's in their stories. And then I'm like, oh, what's on TV? And like you got to pick your poison. I don't know about y'all, but I'm picking my vision over the television. My vision is kind of hot. Like I want to live like the folks on television. So I can't be watching television and live like that too. Because guess what? The folks on television ain't watching it. Hey, I promise you, most of the folks on television ain't watching it. The folks you following, they ain't watching it, and they ain't looking for you. They're focused on their vision. That's how they got there. They're focused on their vision. They embrace it. They embrace it. One of the listeners said, I'm about to speak in my husband's ear while he sleeps. See, hey, my wife can speak in mine because you know the beautiful thing about a wife, all she's going to do is speak life. This is why you be careful who you marry. Be careful who you lay with My mama taught me that. She said, be careful who you share a pillow with. They have access to your mind. But, hey, Pam can talk to my subconscious, my conscious mind all day while I'm asleep because I trust her. Ain't gonna do nothing but make me better, right? Ain't nothing like a good woman. Brothers, y'all missing out if you out here by yourself in these tumultuous times. All right. Embrace the vision. Embrace. So the definition says to hold closely in your arms, to provide a sign of affection. So now I saw the vision, I felt the vision, now I embrace it. I embrace the vision. Definition number 2 of embrace says to accept or support willingly and enthusiastically. I'm excited about the vision. You notice the emotional circle you put yourself in when you cast a vision? The act of holding something closely, embrace. Holding something closely. The act of accepting or supporting something willingly or enthusiastically. These are the definitions of embrace, the verbs and the nouns. So when I say to embrace, you got to follow the 3-part formula for vision. How vision is typically taught, if you see it, you can go do it. And so the thing is, like, people have a kind of throw the dice experience with casting a vision, so they don't. So they don't, because they like, well, I mean, I cast a vision a few times, and, it worked. Then another time it didn't work. It's because they didn't bring the emotional component in. They didn't bring the embracing of it in. See, the problem for some of us, we're not obsessed with our own lives and our own vision. We just, we're trying to figure out what's going to happen on season 3 of whatever it is. Like, that's what you think about. That's what you talk about. That's what you text about. Like, girl, I can't wait tonight. Oh, my God. That's your vision. That's what you see. You see yourself on the couch, eating whatever it is you're going to eat, comfortably there, watching and completely zoning out. That's been the vision for the whole weekend. And that's what you create. You create it effectively. But you're creating well beneath your privilege. It's like a prince being willing to live like a pauper. Like, you got access. You're just not taking access. So now, I'm running my own life. I'm the CEO of my own life. I'm casting a vision for my health. I'm casting a vision for my relationship. I'm casting a vision for my career. I'm casting a vision for my children. I'm casting a vision for my finances. I'm casting a vision for my spirituality. I'm casting a vision for my purpose. And then that's what I'm consumed with. I shared some time ago, like, I rarely ride around with music. I got too much to think about. Y'all get that? Like, I got too much to think about. I got too much on my mind. I got too many visions to visualize. I got too many emotions to feel. I got too many things that I'm embracing that are important to me. What's your vision? What's your vision for your life? The clearer you make it, the more successful you will be. It's not a matter of discipline. It's vision. It's vision. It's vision. Some time ago, I was talking to my brother about the vision we have for our sons. See, sometimes our children go off, and then we go, oh, I don't know what happened. Well, maybe you didn't have a vision. Maybe you didn't have a vision. Did you teach your child the law? Did you cast a vision for that child? I was telling my wife last night, I said, you know, when Legend's sleeping, we gotta do a better job of speaking into his life. Just sitting on the bed and just speaking into his life. See, because if we have that power, then we should start using that power. I need to do a better job of speaking into my wife's life. Because if I have that power, I need to do a better job using that power. So my brother and I, we cast a vision for our sons. So I said a prayer, and I was like, okay, most of the wealthy families, most of the families that have legacy have creeds. Go look it up. Again, don't trust me. Go look it up. Do the Rockefellers have a creed? Go look it up. Go look it up. So I said, well, if they have creeds, we need a creed. And so I sat down and wrote our family creed. I'm going to end the show. I'm going to share it with you. Because this is part of the vision I have for the legacy of my family, of my seed, of Legend's seed, of Rain's seed, or the seed she receives that she gives birth to. The Harris family creed. First, we bow to God. We obey his laws. That's interesting. That went right with the scripture. I didn't even know that. First, we bow to God. We obey his laws. Second is our loyalty. First and foremost to the family. The closer the ancestral link, the deeper we love. For all God's creation, we give genuine care and appreciation. Third, we pray for wisdom. She is the source of our wealth. We pray for each other. Our wealth is our holistic health. Health that sources a brilliant mind and a watchful eye. An eternal strategy to defeat all enemies while we create generational prosperity. We live to fulfill our purpose. This is the source of our happiness. We know our spirits. We know our physical identity. We are creators. We declare the future with power. Our pursuit is progress. The goal is excellence and greatness. This is our creed. This is our prayer. This is our affirmation. This is our goal. This is our bond. This is our promise. This is our family. Yah, the Almighty Creator, is our God, our one and only God. That's our creed. I would challenge you. Back to the men. I started with you. I'm going to end with you. Brother, what is your vision for your family? You've been put in a position of powerful creative capacity. What will you create? And what steps are you willing to take to create that? The missing ingredient to your success is vision. See it, feel it, embrace it. Let your vision be the way that you lead your life. Hey, my inspired peoples, Linnell Harris here, certified ontological coach and trainer. I'm so excited that you're watching the channel. By the way, did you know you can catch the show live at 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. every Sunday morning? You can. All you have to do is go to my Facebook stream, Coach Linnell Harris, catch the stream live, or you can listen to the radio show via iHeart at WVON 1690 AM. But since you're here, if you love the content, I ask that you share it, like this particular video, and subscribe to the channel. I hope you're having a great day.